Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
I just want to be the best in basketball, so I want to be the greatest of all time to play women's basketball. So I just know there's people out there working just as much as me, so I just want to keep working hard and keep that intensity going. And so one day I can pursue my dreams of being in the WNBA and playing overseas. So I just want bigger things to come in my life.
I remember when I started in March, she could do 0 pull-ups. She did have a great 25-inch vertical when she first started. She only weighed 150 pounds. One of our main mottos is do the simple things exceedingly well, and that's where we started. So we started the foundation, building her base, and now we've got to basically the peak of our pyramid of things that we can do with her. So we didn't skip any levels, we did all the basics, and she got really, really good at them, and that's what's led her to become as great as she is at basketball and performance.
I've watched her grow, the confidence-wise, the strength-wise, the jumping ability, her footwork. It's really amazing to kind of watch for a girl her size, being 6'3", 6'4", to move like she can move and do the thing and be as agile as she is, along with the strength.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, from business, nursing and science, to the arts, all with a 99% career success rate.
You belong here.
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 I belong here.
Has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And I mean, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And I mean, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
I like to stay active. I try to come in here at least 3 times a week and just get my 1-hour workout in. Since September, I think I've put on 22 pounds of muscle. I think my vertical has gone up plus 5 inches. And I've gotten a lot faster since then too. I can hit the ball further. In football, I can push people around more. It's basketball easier too. Just being stronger just makes everything easier.
Brandon started with Gym Rat's basketball training. After one of the sessions, he came up to me and he wanted to know if he could do more. So Brandon started the EDGE program in November, in addition to the club training he was doing, because it offers personalized programming for his athletic goals. PSN Performance uses a long-term athletic development pyramid. At such a young age, it's really good for Brandon to set the foundation of athletic development. Since he is in season all year round, he has to be ready for all the physical demands. So he does a lot more strength training, just because in basketball he sprints and cuts a lot. In baseball he's doing a lot of sprinting. In football he does a lot of sprinting and jumping. So preparing him to withstand the physical demands of those games, he does a lot more strength training.
I like all the lower body stuff the best. I do goblet squats, split squats, back squat, front squat, a lot of those. Tyler knows what's best for me. He always points me in the right direction. He just pushes me to go harder every day.
In 4 years, this could be you.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, from business, nursing and science, to the arts.
You belong here!
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
And good evening, everybody, and welcome to Wayne Stadium, home of the Wayne Generals. They are taking on the Tigers of Crispus Attucks tonight. It's Fort Wayne versus Indy, if you will. Crispus Attucks out of Indianapolis, and, of course, the Wayne Generals here in Fort Wayne, of course, named after General Matt Anthony Wayne. He, of course, is the same person that the city of Fort Wayne is named after. Now, the Generals... As I was saying, the Generals do have a new starter at quarterback this year and a new starter at running back as well. They'll actually rotate a couple of running backs in. Antoine Pollard and Josiah Stallings are expected to share the load at running back, those two taking over for Lamarion Nelson. And Lamarion Nelson was one of the top rushers in the area just a year ago. He has, of course, graduated. Christian Trimble was the starting quarterback. Marcus Cooper is expected to take over at that position. Now, a couple players to watch out for on the Wayne side. Harold Mack and Jacob Sharon were two of the top receivers. In fact, I believe they were the 2 leading receivers for the Generals, at least as far as returning players. Those guys are juniors, so they are back this year, and they'll play on the they're listed as defensive players as well, but they're starting on offense. They may come in as backups on the defensive side. Crispus Attucks, they're coming off of a 6-4 record last year under head coach Ramon Stallings. Now, Ramon Stallings is no longer the head coach. Isaiah Bryant is serving as the interim head coach for the time being. In fact, talking to staff members over at Crispus Attucks earlier today, sounds like they're in the process of hiring a new head coach, but still have to go through some various protocol before that can be made official. But we are going to have football here as the Wayne Generals take on the Crispus Attucks Tigers. Crispus Attucks in a rebuild, and Wayne, you know, they're coached by Sherwood Haydock, a legendary head coach in this area, coached at Harding and Woodland, actually led Harding to a state championship before taking the head job at Woodland. And looking to get this Wayne General program back on its feet. It's a program that has experienced success. Back in 1995, the Generals won the state championship in Class 4A, and back in 1992, they were runner-ups in Class 4A at the state championship level. And Sherwood Haydock, like I said, has state championship experience under his belt, won a state championship at Harding, one of the old Fort Wayne high schools, which, of course, is no longer in effect these days. But it's a big part of his coaching background, and it's a job that he loves so much. Unfortunately, the school closed down. Looks like the Generals are just about to run out of the tunnel. You see some of the coaches running out ahead of them. Well, we've got a moment. We'll see if we can't. Well, we'll let them run out of the tunnel first. The Wayne Generals enter for the first time at Wayne Stadium in the 2023 season. And you might notice a little something new. Actually, I believe this was here last year. They have artificial turf on the field as the Tigers of Crispus Attucks enter out of the visitors' locker room. believe it was just installed last year, that artificial turf was. This field had a grass surface for so many years, like many of the schools in Fort Wayne, but artificial turf is popping up all around town and all around the area. In fact, you see it just outside of Fort Wayne at schools like New Haven and Leo and Woodland. They've also got it. Woodland, of course, out in Indiana farm country. They've got artificial turf on the football field as well, and they're not the only ones out in Indiana farm country that have artificial turf. Go ahead and get in a quick word from some of our sponsors before we go any further. Big Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Like their Facebook pages for updated promotions and enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at Big Eyed Fish. Kelly Automotive Group celebrates their 70th year in business. Shop all 14 of their brands online at drivekelly.com. Tom Steele Tire has been servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They'll help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services such as brakes, wheel alignments, engine diagnostics, and more. And we will certainly hear from some more of our sponsors as we go on tonight. Coin toss is coming up. We'll let you know the result of that coin toss in just a moment here on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead Girls Golf Team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
Well, we talked about Harold Mack and Jacob Sharon on the Wayne side, 2 of the leading receivers for the Generals on last year's team. They were both sophomores on that team. They are back to receive the opening kickoff for Wayne. Crispus Attucks won the toss, and they have deferred to the second half, so they will kick it away. I believe number 15, Demetrius Baker, is going to be the one to kick it off for Attucks as we're about to get the 2023 high school football season in the state of Indiana underway. Generals won just twice last year. They were 2-8 on the season, looking to bounce back from that, and they're going up against a team that, by my count, has 41 guys on the roster. Wayne certainly has a lot more guys than that. Guy running out on the field right now is number 28, Darrell Taylor. And it looks like he's actually going to be the one to kick it off as he sets the ball on the tee. Darrell Taylor listed as a running back and linebacker. He's a starter on both sides of the ball for the Tigers. Isaiah Bryant also listed as the defensive coordinator, and the kick is away, and we are underway, and it's going to be returned by Harold Mack. And he takes it with an alley off the left side. Mack across midfield, still going. Harold Mack with a clear. Harold Mack to the house. Fire up the Mack truck. The Generals have the lead. An 86-yard return to start things off for Wayne. Harold Mack getting it done. Well, we've heard some noise from him already in the kick return game. And he had a big crease off that left side. That's a replay worth showing you, and we will show it to you after this upcoming kick. The senior Robert Castro to kick the PAT for the Generals. And that's some movement up front. It's just a question answered. They're going to be calling encroachment here against the Tigers. So we'll call this half the distance to the goal, and now I wonder if Wayne might be going for it. Yeah, Castro has just walked off the field, so it looks like the Generals might try to pound this in for 6. That looks like Jacob Stallings in the backfield. It is Stallings who gets the handoff. He's in. Josiah Stallings, I beg your pardon, not Jacob. He walks it in for the 2-point conversion, and the Generals with a quick jump start to this game as we show you our replay. They're all brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance, and look at the hole that Harold Mack is going to have off this left side. Had a convoy in front, and then one missed tackle, 2 missed tackles, might have even been a third one there, but once he got past that wave, Harold Mack was off to the races. The junior receiver getting it done on the kick return side, and Wayne is already up 8-0. A huge jump start for this Generals team as they look to win the opener. And a lot of football left to be played. That kickoff took 15 seconds off the clock. Kickoff and return, that is. Robert Castro will set up to kick it away. Wayne was set to kick the PAT. They've gone for 2 a number of occasions in recent years. Ended up going for 2 because of the penalty against Crispus Attucks. But they were initially set up to go for 2. As Castro puts it on the tee, as toe's going to meet leather just 15 seconds after the initial kickoff. Deep kick, returnable at the 10-yard line. And it's taken by the Tigers. And there on the return is number 28, Darrell Taylor. Was hit hard. Looked like he was hit by, might have been number 32. That's Jaden Bushy. Another look at that tackle. It was a good hit on the back end of this play. That's number 45, Kamar Nelson. Tigers will start this drive from the 31-yard line. Corshawn Sarton will hand this one off the right side and fighting for extra yardage. I believe that is Taylor. Indeed, it is Taylor. Darrell Taylor getting the carry. It goes for a gain of about 4. Mark it at the 35. So a positive gain on Attucks' first play from scrimmage. The Wayne defense jumping a little early there, and that's going to be 5 free yards. That was Jaden Bushy, the junior linebacker, coming across. Now the question is, They might be calling false start here. Attucks is backing up. So looks like it's going to be 5 free defensive yards for Wayne. Nope, it's offsides. Encroachment against the Generals, so it will be 2nd and 1. Sarton awaits the snap. He'll keep it on the option, fakes the toss, and he's going to get the first down and then some. Flag down on the play. He's currently being spotted at the 48-yard line. We'll check the penalty. It's a little option play there, and Sarton kept it all the way. That option play can be very difficult to defend. You don't know where the ball's going to go right at the snap. It's coming back. Holding is the call. We've had penalties so far against both the Generals and the Tigers. This one makes it 2nd down and 4. We've gone from 2nd and 6 to 2nd and 1 to 2nd and 4. They mark it off from the spot of the foul on these holding plays. Jeremiah Armour is one of the backs in the game right now, and they fake it to him. Pressure, and they get the sack. Number 45, Nelson. Kamir Nelson getting to the QB. That's going to make it 3rd down and long. Just a little bit of contact and kind of disrupted the play. Been an adventurous drive so far for Attucks. It started with a positive run play and then a penalty on the Generals. Quick throw, and that looks like pass interference. Here comes the flag. That was a wraparound there by Trayon Davis. And it will be an automatic 1st down. We've had 3 penalties so far this drive, 2 of them on Wayne, 1 of them on Attucks. Three down linemen for the Generals. They do show a blitz and come with it. Sarton gets away from it. Floats it downfield, wide open man. Bobbled but then caught. And right back the other way, it's a touchdown for Jarrell Green. Crispus Attucks takes advantage of the penalty. And they've got a decision to make. They'll either kick the extra point or go for 2 and try to tie this thing up. Looks like they're probably just going to kick. Nope. They're keeping the offense out there. Setting the ball up at the 3-yard line. Sarton to throw. Gets pressure. Rolls left, throws back against the grain, and it's incomplete. Well, Crispus Attucks with a long score on that drive, a drive that was elongated by penalties. And we'll go ahead and show you the replay of the touchdown. Our replays, as always, are brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance. Jarrell Green comes wide open here. Good fake there by Sarton as the pressure got in his face, and Green had nobody near him down that sideline. And Crispus Attucks answers after the early kickoff return by Harold Mack to give Wayne their first touchdown. In all likelihood, it'll be Mack and Sharon back to return again. Sharon is back there. Mack and Sharon are both juniors. As Darryl Taylor awaits to kick it away. It was Taylor who had the 4-yard carry that got the drive started. That gave the drive a positive look for Crispus Attucks. Wayne was able to get some pressure on Sarton, including on that touchdown play. But Sarton able to fake him out. Carmani Addison coming onto the field late. Official telling the Wayne players to reset. It's an onside kick, but that ball is going to be downed short of the 47-yard line. It did not go 10 yards. And I would imagine that Wayne will just decline the penalty and take the ball at the spot. Get the ball on the plus side of the field. Now, the rule is on onside kicks, it has to go 10 yards before the kicking team can touch it. And yes, Wayne will decline the penalty. It is a first down. Well, we're going to get our first look here at Marcus Cooper. He's a senior quarterback, first-year starter, taking over for Christian Trimble. Christian Trimble was a guy who I believe got to take over for Aiden Meek. So starting quarterback for 3 years here at Wayne. That was from 2019 through the 2021 season. Looks for the screen pass to Mack out in the flat. A stiff arm, and Mack gets his way to the 44-yard line. A 2-yard gain on first down. Jeremiah Armour gets credit for the tackle on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. We've got 9:42 left to play. Clock did stop on the ball out of bounds. Flag down, and this play's going to be blown dead. Well, Jacob Sharon was running wide open down the left side. But it looks like it's going to be encroachment against Crispus Attucks. That'll set the ball up at the 39-yard line. Generals with a 2nd down and 3 coming up. That's 2 penalties apiece. 2 for the Generals, 2 for the Tigers. They got Josiah Stallings in the backfield. He's the one who scored on the 2-point conversion. My apologies, I called him Jacob Stallings. That's the name of the Florida Marlins, or Miami Marlins catcher. Josiah Stallings, one of the running backs here at Wayne, and he's in the backfield now. Cooper will look to throw. Fires down the sideline, has a man there. And it is incomplete. It was broken up at the back end by Donnell Crane. He was looking for Harold Mack. Would have been his second catch of the ball game, I beg your pardon. Caught the screen pass earlier, but 3rd and 3 coming up for Wayne. Well, Cooper had the one-on-one matchup back there. Donnell Crane closed in and made the play at the right moment. Handoff will go to Stallings, picking his way for the first down. Josiah Stallings able to move the chains and get a 3rd down conversion. 9:27 to go in the first quarter. That's Stallings' first carry, first official run play for the Generals in this game. They'll line up in a single set I formation. Bunch receivers to the left side, and they set up a little lateral to Jacob Sharon. Sharon down the sideline. Sharon makes a man miss. He's gone. Jacob Sharon on his first touch of the game. And Wayne answers after the attack by Attucks moments ago. An 86-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by Harold Mack, and then Jacob Sharon with the reception for the touchdown. Robert Castro, the senior, on to kick the PAT. They get it down. Whistles blow. The kick is good for the moment. No flag on the field, and it looks like the successful PAT will stand. As we give you another look at this touchdown by Jacob Sharon. That sure looked like a lateral, and Sharon with a good block out there in front. That sprung him free to get him to the end zone. And while we have a chance, we'll also go ahead and show you the play that helped to set that up. This was Josiah Stallings on a 3rd down and 3. They lean on him to carry the rock here on this 3rd down situation. The line holds up, and Stallings able to pick his way for that 1st down. Robert Castro will kick it off. Donnell Crane and Darrell Taylor back to return it for Crispus Attucks. Castro's kick is returnable. It's Crane who pulls it down to the 9. Crane with room to run. Almost had a crease, it just closed up. A couple of Generals were in on that tackle. Kamar Nelson in on that tackle for Wayne, and they lead it 15-6. But penalties hurt them on the last Attucks drive, including a pass interference penalty on a 3rd down that gave Attucks an extra set of downs, and they got the full set of downs, but they only needed 1 down to score. 54-yard touchdown pass to Jarrell Green. Handoff will go to Taylor. Taylor fighting his way for extra yardage. Flag is down. Or was there a fumble on the play? Nope, it's a flag. A flag was thrown. It's a face mask against the Generals. Well, that's 5 penalties by my count. 3 against Wayne, 2 against Attucks. One of those penalties against Attucks made it 2nd and 3 as opposed to 2nd and 8. Loose ball on the snap, and Wayne's got it. Coming out of the not-so-big pile, I believe that's Tolles, Keyshawn Tolles. Wesley Jones, number 9. 9, not 3. Defensive end Wesley Jones at 6'4", 177, has the recovery, and Wayne will take over. .836 left here in this first quarter as Wayne sets up at the 50-yard line, and it will be another run play. That's Antoine Pollard getting the carry, his first touch of the ball game. Seen Josiah Stallings run for a first down already. Second and 7 coming up for Wayne. Jacob Sharon going in motion. They'll fake the reverse, and Cooper wants to go downfield. He's got a man open. It's pulled in. Touchdown, Generals. And there he is again, Harold Mack. Return of the Mack. (21-6) in favor of Wayne. A big strike. Cooper to Mack. Right down the seam. After Mack had the big kickoff return for a touchdown, and he's pumped up there on that sideline. Robert Taylor ready to kick, but it's another offsides. That's actually the fourth penalty. I said that Attucks had committed 2 penalties earlier. They actually committed 3 because that's the second time, or 4 now, because that's the second time that Attucks has jumped off sides on a PAT. And the last time they did that, Wayne went for 2, and it looks like that's what we're doing again here. Handoff, and this time it's read brilliantly. They went with Pollard trying to pound the right side, but Attucks is all over that. But we'll take a quick break. You are watching high school football on SummitCitySports.com. Well, a big strike to Harold Mack moments ago. He's got 2 touchdowns, one on a kickoff return and the other just a second ago on the pass from Marcus Cooper. And Castro will kick this one away. That's a short one. Going to be returned at the 10-yard line. Darrell Taylor on the return, up the middle. Taylor still on his feet. He's going to get it all the way to the 45-yard line. While we have a timeout, we will go ahead and show you the touchdown that happened moments ago. Harold Mack was the one who made the catch. Marcus Cooper put it right over the seam to him. Fake that reverse to Sharon, and Mack beat just about everybody. The only one close to him was Crane, and Harold Mack takes it to the house. You can tell what he's saying. Feed the Mack. Of course, a Mack truck typically runs on diesel fuel. That's not what you want to be feeding any athletes, but Harold Mack having a heck of a game so far. Had that kickoff return for a touchdown, and now catches the touchdown pass. First touchdown pass of the ball game for the Generals. Tigers looking to answer. They fumbled on their last drive. Little pistol formation to start things out. Generals have the box stacked as Sarton awaits the call from the sideline. That's Darrell Taylor in the backfield with him. Handoff to Taylor. Breaks one tackle. Did the ball come out? It did. Sarton falls on it. It's going to be a loss of 3. Pistol set again. 2nd down and 13 coming up for Attucks. Sarton to throw. He's pressured, flag down. Might be a hold. Sarton gets away from the first man, but the Generals collapse in on him. Bravion Query was the one who finished him off. We will check on the penalty. It's going to be holding against the Tigers. It looks like the Generals might be accepting this penalty. Attucks is backing up. If they decline the penalty, it'll be 3rd down. They will decline it. Third and 13 for Attucks. Their only true 3rd down conversion so far was via penalty. Sarton goes for the screen out to the far side. Trayvon Davis cannot get there. Ball comes out at the end. It rolls out of bounds, so it doesn't matter. It's a stop for the Generals at the 49-yard line, and they will force Attucks to punt or perhaps go for it. As we have an official's timeout and an injured player. That might be Davis who's down there. Trayvon Davis caught the screen pass, and then check that. It's a General who's down. Can't quite tell who it is, but the trainers will come out and look at him, and we'll get an injury timeout here on SummitCitySports.com.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Dealing with joint pains, sprains, strains, or back pain? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, Ortho Express has specialized orthopedic physicians on staff when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Ortho Express is open Monday through Thursday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Friday.
Tigers are going to go for it. Had some early movement there, no flag. Sarton looking for room to run, still on his feet, and he's going to get the first down. Now a flag comes in late. It was thrown in the backfield. We'll check on the penalty. Holding against Crispus Attucks. It was 4th and 6 from the 49-yard line. That's why the Tigers were going for it. But they're going to be backed up to potentially 4th and 16. Yep, they're going to mark it off from the line of scrimmage. And now I would imagine that the decision here would be to punt. By the way, I'm told that the injured player is Ja'Shawn Douglas, number 19, a linebacker for the Generals, so he's off the field. Douglas getting the start today at linebacker. They're still going to go for it on 4th and 16. Sarton out of the pocket. Fires to the sideline. Man's there. He's open, but it's too high. He had Omari Williams wide open. Omari Williams at 6'1", not quite able to get to that high throw, and Wayne will take over in plus territory yet again. Forced a turnover, a fumble recovered by Wesley Jones on Attucks' previous possession. And this time they force a 4th down stop. Shotgun here for Marcus Cooper. He'll have trips to the near side of the field, including Keyshawn Tolles. Lined up wide to the left. He's got Jacob Sharon in the slot next to him. Mack waiting for the screen. Cooper goes to the opposite sideline and gets his completion. Good fight there after the catch. That catch was made by number 6, Deontay Williams. Deontay Williams, a senior, one of the starters at wide receiver today. That's his first catch, and it went for 9 yards. 2nd down and 1 coming up. Back to the ground they go as Stallings slips one tackle, then gets pounded to the ground, but he's got the first down. Boy, that was a big hit on the back end by Jaron Wilson. Josiah Stallings doing some good work in the backfield so far today, and Sherwood Haydock did tell me that he's going to split some time in that backfield with Antoine Pollard. And a flag comes in. False start is likely going to be the call here. Nope, it's encroachment. Encroachment against Crispus Attucks. And that will put Wayne in the red zone. Cooper to the sideline, has a man there. Incomplete, flag down. He was looking for Deontay Williams. Appears the coverage was by Jamar Bellany. And it's pass interference against the Tigers, so it will set up the Generals what looks like a goal-to-go situation. It will be 1st and goal at the 8. Stallings remains the back. Whistles will blow everything dead here. Snap to Cooper. He'll hand it off at Stallings. Looking for room. Not much there. The ball comes out. It was a live football. They say he was not down, and Attucks has recovered. Omari Williams comes out of the pile with the football, and the Tigers take over as the Generals had, I believe, their first red zone possession. The 2 offensive touchdowns had come from outside the red zone. There was the pass to Harold Mack and then the lateral to Jacob Sharon. But now Crispus Attucks starting at their own 6-yard line and looking for a jolt as we've got 4:59 to go here in this first quarter. Corshawn Sarton Operates out of the gun. He'll keep it himself, and then a late toss on the back end. They get it out to the 10-yard line. That toss went to Jeremiah Armour. Armour got it out to the 11. 5-yard gain on the play. Fake the handoff. Sarton throws on the run and completes it. Donnell Crane makes the catch up at the 24. A couple positive plays for Crispus Attucks. This one goes for a first down. That's Jarrell Green going in motion. He scored the touchdown for Attucks earlier in this ball game. Movement up front. Question is who moved first. That looked like Cooper Richardson who came across. Was he drawn off? Apparently not. It's going to be offsides against Wayne. Penalties rearing their ugly head here in this first quarter. I believe that's 4 against Wayne so far. 4:14 to go. Now they're going to mark it back. They're going to call it false start instead of offsides. Well, the Tigers have committed quite a few penalties in their own right. Sarton takes the snap. Direct handoff and a big hit. Jaden Bushy with the tackles. A little extracurricular stuff going there away from the play. Looked like Cooper Richardson was about to get into it with Darnell Taylor. But they're out of the pile, and it's going to be second down and long. Jaden Bushy making the play there for the Generals. 5'9" junior linebacker. Doesn't seem to be a whole lot of size in this Wayne team. Of course, you look at the offensive line, you see some 200-plus, 300-plus pound guys. As Taylor takes off, it's Sarton actually. Flags are down. Generals have the ball. Intercepted, picked off by Wesley Jones, who has a fumble recovery already in this ball game. There are flags down. We'll check on the penalty. Lost in my thoughts there, but Wayne appears to have the football pending the penalty call. It's a lot of penalties on Crispus Attucks. I think that's maybe 7 or 8. Illegal forward pass. An illegal forward pass cost the Tigers. Sarton apparently had gone across the line of scrimmage before he threw the ball. You know, Attucks is running a lot of these option plays. And one of the downsides of that is the quarterback always has to be careful where he is on the field when he goes to throw the ball, but especially on an option play, because you can pull the ball down, roll to your left, roll to your right, throw on the run, and you got to make sure that you're behind the line of scrimmage. Now the rule is it's only an illegal forward pass if you are completely past the line of scrimmage. But Wayne with a first down, and they're in the red zone. Little delay on the handoff there, but they do give it off to Jacob Sharon, and Sharon fighting for the end zone. Touchdown. Jacob Sharon scored on a reverse earlier in the ballgame, on a lateral earlier in the ballgame. This time, little counterplay handoff. The Generals are up 27-6. Robert Castro on for another PAT. 27-6 in Wayne's favor as they rush another guy out there. Cameron Gallimore. Gonna make sure they got everybody set. But it looks like the Generals do have everybody set. Castro's kick is good. 27-6 in favor of Wayne. The teams trade turnovers. Generals lead it by 22. A 28-6 lead for Wayne. They capitalize off a turnover, and Jacob Sharon takes it in for 6. Sharon, a wide receiver, he's caught a backwards lateral and taken that in for a touchdown. That time, that last play got a little handoff on a counter-type play. As Robert Castro will boot it away for Wayne. Generals coming off a 2-8 season a year ago. Angled toward the sideline, and Taylor fields it at the 10. Taylor running all the way to the opposite side of the field, still on his feet, but not for long. Tripped up at the 33. In the area was number 32, Jaden Bushy. Looks like he's the one who made the tackle. Got a moment here, so we'll go ahead and show you the latest touchdown in this game. The Wayne Generals capitalizing on the turnover, and it is Jacob Sharon lining up in the backfield this time, takes a little counter play left side and spins away from a missed tackle and into the end zone. It's Sharon's second touch of the ball game. Don't believe he has a catch yet. Not an official catch. He did catch a lateral, but it's supposed to be a forward pass to officially go as a catch. As we get some whistles and timeout taken by Crispus Attucks. Well, they take a timeout. We will also take one. You are watching high school football on SummitCitySports.com.
Welcome to the Summit City.
Well, Wayne leading 28-6. Crispus Attucks has been bit by the penalty bug today. Now, Wayne's been bit by it a little bit as well, but they're going to get some pressure here defensively. They force Sarton to roll out. He's an athletic QB, takes a big hit, and he goes down. The pass is incomplete. Oh, Sarton took a lick. Number 45, Kamir Nelson, just lowered the boom on him. Do not see a flag, so apparently a clean hit. It was not a very late hit. The contact was fairly soon after Sarton got rid of the ball. The handoff will go straight up the middle here and an immediate hit. Is that Nelson in on that one again? Indeed he was, and I think he got some help from Bushy. Either Bushy or maybe Darian Dunn. But Nelson has been all over the place today. 6'2", 203-pound linebacker making some plays for these Generals. It's a gain of a yard on the play, maybe 2, third down and long coming. They will call it 3rd and 9. Sarton, pressured. Sidearm throw, it's incomplete. It's going to be 4th and 8. Now, Attucks went for it on 4th and 16 on an earlier drive. They did not get it. This is 4th and 9, and Harold Mack and Jacob Sharon are coming onto the field. They're going back ready to return. Attucks is going for this by the looks of things. Perhaps they're waiting for a pooch punt, but it's not going to come. They float it down the sideline, and it's caught. Donnell Crane wins the one-on-one matchup right over Treyon Davis. Go get it, young man. 5'11". And Crane went up to make the catch. This time, the Tigers do convert, and they'll keep going. Well, there's some movement, and that looked to be Attucks who moved first. We'll see what the call is. Will be a false start. There's a couple of guys who moved, and they're going to call it on Attucks in the end. Going to move it back to the 49-yard line in Wayne territory. First and 15 after the penalty. Attucks has been bit by the penalty bug today. I believe that's 11 penalties on Attucks. Sarton will throw the screen, and it's dropped. Trayvon Davis had it right in his breadbasket. Second and 15 after the incompletion. Now, of course, if you've ever been out here to Wayne High School, you might notice a similarity to another Fort Wayne Community School. That's Northrop. The design of the football stadiums are quite similar. The design of the basketball gyms and the atriums outside the basketball gyms are very similar. On one side of the atrium, you got a cafeteria. The other side, you've got an auditorium, a theater auditorium. Straight up the middle goes Jeremiah Armour, and he's hit immediately. That might have been Nelson into the tackle. It was Kamar Nelson. Kamar Nelson, the linebacker, has been all over the field. Now, considering the way this game has gone, even though it's 3rd and 17, this is looking like 4-down territory because Attucks has gone for it on 4th and 16, and they weren't this far up the field at that point. Sarton to throw. Eludes the pressure. Will he run? He will indeed. Gets back a lot of the yardage lost. Gets back all the yardage lost, but short of the first down. But again, gone for fourth on fourth down a lot of times. We got a player who lost his helmet. I think that's Zaire Sullivan, number 99. So he's going to have to come off the field for a play. Zaire Sullivan, multi-sport athlete here at Wayne. He was also basically a 6-man power forward on the basketball team. Brought him in the game. The Generals didn't lose a whole lot. That, by the way, was a conference champion and sectional champion Wayne Generals boys basketball team. This is 4th and 4. Attucks converted on 4th and 9 earlier this drive. Generals get pressure, but Sarton has all kinds of room off the left side. He's going to get the first down and more. Takes it inside the 30, and the Tigers convert on 4th down. Corshawn Sarton getting it done with his legs. He's been doing that all night long. Well, you give him room to run, and he'll take advantage of it. This is as far as I can tell, this is a spread option offense. And when I say option, they're using the option quite a bit, and that option can fool the defense. And it looks like the Tigers are going to let this run down to the end of the first quarter. There's about a second differential between game clock and play clock, as in there was one more second on the play clock than there was on the game clock. So the first quarter has now come to an end. Wayne has a 28-6 lead. Attucks has a fresh set of downs as we've got 3 more quarters left to play here at Wayne Stadium. You're watching high school football on SummitCitySports.com.
Sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Well, we begin the second quarter. Wayne with a 28-6 lead over Crispus Attucks, but Attucks is threatening. They just converted on a 4th and 4. Croshawn Sarton running the ball that time. Also completed a pass on 4th and 9 for a conversion, but this time Darrell Taylor is stopped in the backfield. Kamar Nelson in on that tackle again, and now Zaire Sullivan will return to the ball game. 6'3" defensive lineman. Had to come out of the game because his helmet came off. But he's back on the field. Martin rolls to his right, gets some pressure. Tipped in the air and incomplete. Carmani Addison had a chance at the pick, but could not pull it in. It's going to be 3rd and long, though, and by the way, it's worth mentioning, got a fan in the crowd who appears to be wearing a Pat Tillman uniform. Pat Tillman, former NFL star who went on to serve in the military and, well, sadly was killed due to friendly fire. And, of course, appreciate those who have gone on to serve in the military, and we know that many of them, their deaths do not come by friendly fire. They go into enemy territory, and it is no small feat what those men and women have to deal with. As Martin running out of time, and he's going to be sacked at the end of the play. Jaden Bushy. And my apologies there, it's Sarton. Croshawn Sarton got caught up in the moment there, talking about Pat Tillman and his tragic death so many years ago. But again, we do appreciate the men and women of our military who have served to protect this country. They go into harm's way all the time. The Tigers have gone for it on 4th down multiple times, and they're going to do that again today on this particular play. 4th and 17. Sarton running out of time, and he's sacked right away. Coming straight up the middle was Wesley Jones. He was jonesing for a sack, and he got it. Wesley Jones fired right through that A-gap. As we will have another look at that last replay, it is brought to you, as always, by Traction Athletic Performance. There's Jones. I think that was actually the B-gap. Just came shooting right through to get the sack. Generals take over at their own 45-yard line. Cooper to throw. Going right down the field. Has the matchup. Has the completion. Keyshawn Tolles going up for it. The 6'4" wide receiver using that height of his. And he pulls down a catch at the 25. A 30-yard completion it was as Cooper awaits to take the snap here. Low snap, gets the handoff off, and stumbling his way inside the 15 is Antoine Pollard. That's Pollard's best carry of the game so far. He and Josiah Stallings splitting the load as Generals trying to replace their dynamic rusher Lamarion Nelson from really the last 3 years. And, of course, he would share time with the likes of Sean Collins. As Cooper looks to throw, has a man. It's complete. And reaching in for the touchdown is Tolles. 2 catches this drive for Tolles, this one for 6. And for Marcus Cooper, it's officially his second touchdown pass of the game. Had the earlier one to Harold Mack, this one to Tolles. And Tolles had that great catch at 6'4" earlier in a one-on-one matchup. This time, hauling one in and reaching for the goal line for 6. Robert Castro out for the PAT with 9:35 on the clock. Leo Wilkinson will hold. They get it down. Castro's kick is good. 35-6 in favor of Wayne. We're back in just a matter of moments here on SummitCitySports.com. (35-6), Wayne with the lead. Keyshawn Tolles with 2 catches that last drive, including the touchdown catch that makes this 35-6 score possible. Another thing that makes that score possible is a big sack by Wesley Jones on 4th down. Came shooting through the B gap. And got to Corshawn Sarton to end the drive. Tolles had a couple of great catches. We'll show them to you on our replay in just a matter of moments as Castro gets ready to boot this one away. 9:35 left to go in the first half. It has been all Wayne, seemingly from the get-go. They started taking the opening kickoff to the house. Donnell Crane has this kickoff at the 10-yard line, gets out across the 20. Crane with a head of steam. Down the sidelines, gets across the 40. Here's another look at the first catch that Keyshawn Tolles made on that last drive. He's a 6'4" wide receiver, and Cooper just threw this one up for him in a one-on-one matchup, and Tolles not only used the height, used a good box out as well with Justin Buckhalter covering him. And 2 plays later was when Keyshawn found the end zone. Show you that while we've got a brief moment right here. 12-yard touchdown completion. It was just a quick hitter. Tolles fighting his way across the goal line. That little reach was just enough to get him in. But meanwhile, it's 1st and 10 for Attucks at the 42-yard line. Corshawn Sarton, a good dual-threat quarterback. He'll hand this one off here to Darrell Taylor. And Taylor battles his way. Now they're going to call him down. Not sure he was down initially, but they do call him down in the end at the 45. That was an interesting play. We'll take another look at that one here on our Traction AP replay. Yeah, Taylor, I don't think he was down. His knee came close to hitting. He just stopped running, and the officials stopped play. It's going to be 2nd down and 7 at the end of all of that. Sarton tosses it. Armour, lowering the boom, gets the first down. And now Armour is shaken up. Looked like he was grabbing his knee at one point. Now the helmet comes off, and the trainers will take a look at Jeremiah Armour. And while they do, we will take an injury timeout. You're watching high school football here on SummitCitySports.com.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260s dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Dealing with joint pains, sprains, strains, or back pain? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, Ortho Express has specialized orthopedic physicians on staff when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Ortho Express is open Monday through Thursday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Friday 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 260-266-4007 for more.
Well, Jeremiah Armour remains down on the field. The training staff taking a look at him. It was on the previous play where he got hurt, a run play. Got taken down at the 47-yard line, and after the play was over, went reaching for his knee and going to try to get him up. They've got him sitting up. But if it's his knee that's hurting him, he's probably in a lot of pain. Trainer's trying to be as careful with him as they possibly can. Back in just a moment on SummitCitySports.com.
I came into PSM my freshman year after volleyball. Just coming here just really improved mentally and physically. I brought in my strengths. I came in and I learned how to grow as an athlete. I mean, I've gotten stronger, sprint faster, get up higher. My jump has elevated. Working with Tyler, he built up my endurance for everything, whether it's in weights, sprints. All across the board, we just keep working. And I have athlete development at Warsaw High School that I go to. And so I send him my thing every day. And he changes what we do in here to adapt to what we do there. High school volleyball, when you can go up to 5 sets, being able to outwork everybody and still being able to put in that 100% was huge for me. PSM performance definitely helped me mentally. I know I can beat out people. I know I can work for what I have, and I know I can even go to the next level on the court. Looking at college, I can put on it. I'm training at a college level. I mean, I come in here and I watch college athletes train. You have hockey players, soccer. You look around and you see every type you can. Just being able to see that level, and I know that I can reach that level as well. You got to work to be the best, and that was just what I wanted to do. I knew that from a young age. I wanted to put in the work.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And
We're back to action. They have gotten Jeremiah Armour off the field, but he was not putting any weight on that right leg of his. At one point he was grabbing his knee, and if it's a knee injury, he could be in quite a bit of pain. He certainly looked to be in quite a bit of pain. A little screen pass to the outside as Crane makes a man miss, gets out to the 40-yard line. They wrestle him out of bounds. Kamar Nelson there on the tackle. One of the updates from our other games going on Summit City Sports, New Haven's got a 28-7 lead over Northrop. Bulldogs are in their third season under head coach Kyle Boer. Took over for Jimmy Lynn. Sarton wants to hand it off. His running back ran into him. Sarton trying to do what he can with it, and he had a completion, but it's dropped by Davis. Trayvon Davis was in just enough of the clear to make that catch, but we do have a flag down. Was thrown back at the 45-yard line, so we'll check on the penalty here. Unsportsmanlike conduct. It's going to be against the Tigers. And what was about to be 3rd and 3 could very well be 3rd and long, depending on if this was after the play or before the play. It was a dead ball foul. Oh, wait a second. Apparently it's on Wayne. The initial signal was that it was on Crispus Attucks. But apparently it was on the Generals. Going to mark it down to the 25-yard line. We've had a lot of penalties between both the Generals and the Tigers. I think the Tigers have committed more, but Generals have committed more than their share. Handoff straight ahead to Taylor. He bounces it outside, looking for some room, and he'll be able to create some. There is a flag down. Sounds like we might get a face mask here against the Generals. It is a face mask against Wayne. Tigers have moved the ball down to the 10-yard line. That's back-to-back penalties against Wayne. 7:39 on the clock here in this first half. If Attucks can get a touchdown here, it would be huge because it cuts into the deficit and perhaps less chance of going into the half down 35 points or more. That's when the mercy rule kicks in. Sarton got the carry there and looked like he got a yard. Second down coming up. Handoff. Oh, nice tackle in the backfield. Wesley Jones, the penetration. He had the sack on 4th down earlier this game. That was last time Attucks had the football. It's a tackle for loss and a loss of 4. Still going to be 3rd and goal, but back at the 13-yard line. Running back is Darren Taylor. As Sarton takes the snap, fires to the corner. Out of bounds. Crane went up to get it, but did not come down in bounds. The coverage by Tywan Johnson. We'll get a look at this on the Traction AP replay, see if Crane did in fact come down out of bounds. That was, of course, the call, and there's no instant replay, but we, of course, can look at it. Looked like he came down out of bounds. And good coverage there by Tywan Johnson, able to force him out. 4th and goal here for Attucks. Sarton floats it, intercepted. Picked off and taken the other way by Darion Alexander out across the 35. And a good-looking drive for Attucks, helped out by some penalties, stalls, as Darion Alexander takes it back. The outside linebacker getting the pick on fourth down and improving the field position by doing so. Took it out to the 37, and that's where Wayne will start this drive. 6:06 left to go. Cooper will hand this one off the right side. That's Harold Mack getting the call, and he's forced out of bounds. Looked like he got a yard, maybe two. Harold Mack started off this game with a big kick return for the touchdown, and also caught a long touchdown pass from Marcus Cooper. Generals will empty the backfield here. Out to the flat, the pass is caught. Deontay Williams slipped and fell, but he made the catch. Good wherewithal on Williams' part to keep his wits about him and haul that one in. Looked like he just lost his footing there on the turf, and you know, obviously real grass has plenty of downsides, but that doesn't mean turf is easy to play on. This will be 3rd down and 4. Now the Generals will put 2 in the backfield. That's Mack going in motion. Off the left side, that's Stallings, and Josiah Stallings has another conversion. Did he hold on to the ball? Attucks is saying he didn't, and they come out of the pile with the football. We don't have an official signal yet. Now we do. It's going to be Wayne football. That was Darnell Taylor coming out of the pile with the football. But the officials say that Stallings was down before the ball came out. And that's 2 3rd down conversions for Stallings today. Cooper to the sideline. Incomplete. Oh, my goodness. Crane had an interception waiting for him. Well, Williams is going to be thankful that that ball fell to the ground. Crane was right there. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 after all of that from the 49-yard line. It appeared to be Antoine Pollard there in the backfield for Wayne. Little trip up there, and Pollard will get the handoff. He gets just a yard on the play. Tony Wooden makes the tackle along with a host of Tigers. I don't think you'll see this in the natural world, but that was a pack of Tigers that made the play. My understanding is in the natural world, Tigers hunt alone. But these Tigers went hunting in a group. 3rd down and 9 coming up for Wayne. They converted on 3rd and 4 with Josiah Stallings picking up the yardage needed. Cooper to the sideline. Goes for Williams. Tip ball. Intercepted. Richard Skalf takes it out of bounds of the 44, and a flag comes in at the end of it as Harold Mack and Harrison Brooks both collided into the bench. Mack appears to be all right. I think Brooks is as well. In the meantime, we'll check on the flag as both the Generals and the Tigers trade turnovers on these last couple possessions. Illegal use of hands against the Tigers. Was it before the pick? From what I hear, it was after the pick, so that means it's going to remain Attucks football. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, it is going to be Attucks football. Or is it? The signal was Attucks football. And, yes, that's going to be the signal. The referee telling the Wayne offense that was out there, sorry, guys, it's their football. Foul occurred after the interception, so Tigers keep the ball after the pick. And they'll start from the 35-yard line. .358 showing on the clock as Wayne's got a 35-6 lead over Crispus Attucks. Darrell Taylor is back in the ball game for Attucks. Fake the handoff. Sarton rolling, throwing, side-arming, and completing to Donnell Crane out across the 50-yard line. A mark it at the 49-yard line. Donnell Crane has certainly been the best receiver on this Attucks team. He's proven that he can go up and get the ball and press coverage, and he just got open down the middle of the field on that last play. Fake the handoff. Sarton pressured, eludes it for the time being. Fires downfield, flag down. Was thrown from the sideline. That might be an illegal man downfield by the way it sounds. Indeed, it will be a legal man downfield. Penalties continue to hurt, well, both teams, but more so the Tigers than the Generals. I've gotten word that East Noble now leads Bishop Luers 17-7 at halftime, and Calumet Christian leads Blackhawk Christian 21-0. That game's also at halftime. And Northside's got a 7-3 lead over Northridge. I believe that game is at Chambers Field over at Northside High School. It's a program that has seen a lot of improved success in recent years, and that started under Michael Brevard. Handoff goes here to Taylor, and he's wrapped up in the backfield. He got hog-tied behind the line, and is that Nelson? Kamar Nelson, a frequent flyer in that backfield, makes a tackle. Second down and 20 after the tackle for loss. Kamar Nelson having a great defensive game. Taylor takes it off the right side, gets back most of the yardage lost. Get to about the 47-yard line. It'll make it third down and 14. Attucks continues to use this option offense. Wesley Jones was headed off the field. They motioned him back on the field. Now Jones gets some pressure, almost got the sack. The pass is caught. Crane hit. Close to the first down, appears to be short. By a yard, he is short. We've got 2 minutes left to go. Clock is stopped right now. It's fourth down. It's not a first down. Yeah, we just got word the clock is supposed to keep rolling. Thought that was the case. It was not a first down. That looked like early movement. But right up the middle, it's Darrell Taylor with a first down. He's got it with ease. Out to the 31-yard line, and the Tigers keep moving the chains. Clock will stop now with the first down, the minute 45. Attucks will get the ball to start the second half. Now we got a timeout called by Wayne. That's the first one they've used this half. So while they take a timeout, we will also take a timeout. Generals leading 35-6 on SummitCitySports.com. 35-6. Well, the Wayne class of 2003 was just honored just a second ago here at Wayne High School. Crispus Attucks moving the ball down the field on this drive as we've got 1 minute and 39 seconds left to go. Attucks will get the ball to start the second half. A touchdown here could be a huge boost to confidence. Incomplete right through the hands of Crane. Crane's 5'11", but he has got some ups. I would not be surprised to see him on the basketball team this coming season. Crispus Attucks is a historic basketball program in their own right. That happens to be the alma mater of one Oscar Robertson. Sarton pressured. He gets away from it. Nobody there. He was outside the tackle box, though, so no intentional grounding, but the pressure got to him, and Sarton just dumped it into no man's land. And he did get the ball across the line of scrimmage, too. That's another reason why intentional grounding will not come into play here. 3rd and 10. 1 minute 28 left to play. Crispus Attucks has gone for it on 4th down quite a bit here, but this is Taylor running right up the middle, fights off a tackler, spins away from another, stays on his feet and gets the first down. 3 generals had a chance to get him down, and none of them could finish the tackle. And Crispus Attucks has gotten the ball into the red zone. I believe that's the second time they've gotten to the red zone today. The first time the drive ended with an interception by Darion Alexander. Sarton in trouble, gets away, and he's pushed forward. I think that was Jones who finished him off. Kamar Nelson made the initial contact in the backfield. Wesley Jones has been a frequent flyer in the backfield, only that time it's a positive gain for Sarton. Only a gain of looks like a yard, though. Game clock's down to 35 seconds, 10 seconds more than what's on the play clock. Sarton looks, throws toward the end zone, man is there, touchdown! No, incomplete. Trayvon Davis looked like he had the catch. Let's take another look at this. The replays, of course, are brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance. Well, good job by Sarton getting out of the pocket here. Oh, a foot on the line. Just had a small portion of his cleat on the chalk. That's where the call came from. So it was the right call by the officials. Make it 3rd down and 9. Attucks has been close to a touchdown on a couple of drives. To the sideline. High pass, incomplete. Tywan Johnson had the coverage for Wayne, and on this 4th and 9, there's 21 seconds left. I think if you were Attucks, you'd want to go for the points here, cutting this deficit since you're going to get the ball back to start the second half. Attucks will take another timeout. That's their second timeout. They've got 1 left. Though it is worth mentioning, since they do have 1 timeout left, if Attucks goes for it and gets the first down, obviously the clock will stop so they can get up and spike the ball, save the timeout for another play. So if Attucks manages the clock well here and manages this drive well, is able to convert, it might be in position to get some points out of this drive. Close game over in Woodburn. Eastside leads Woodland 16-14. Woodland is one of the teams that Wayne head coach Sherwood Haydock used to coach at. That was his job before he took over here at Wayne. The Warriors head coach is Mike Smith. By the way, I will be at Woodland next week as the Warriors take on Central Noble. That's a 7 p.m. start, much like this one tonight. Fourth and 9 coming up as Korshawn Sarton will look to throw here. He floats it to the sideline, and it's picked off. An easy pick for the Generals, and that is number 12, Victor Doty, but a flag is down. It's a chop block called against the Generals. Oh, wait a second. Chop block called against Attucks. They'll decline the penalty. Well, with 12.6 seconds left to go, most teams would be in position to just simply take a knee. We'll see if that's what the Generals do or if they try to set up a couple plays. Try to run a couple plays to set something up, that is. Because they do have 2 timeouts left. Not a lot of time on the clock, and it doesn't look like the Generals are taking a knee anytime soon here. Low snap, loose ball. Attucks has it back with time still on the clock. That's going to stop the clock at 8.6 seconds because of the turnover. Jaron Wilson falls on the football for Attucks. And they'll have another play or two as Cooper just simply dropped the snap. Also worth mentioning, Attucks is going to start this drive in the red zone. They set up at the Wayne 18-yard line. Darrell Taylor in the backfield. Sarton looks to throw. He sets up the screen to Taylor. Taylor trying to fight for extra yardage, and they get him down. And that, I think, is going to be the final play. Wesley Jones finished him off. Well, Wesley Jones has had a great half defensively. He and number 45, Kamar Nelson, have definitely been the defensive MVPs for Wayne so far in this game. As we go ahead and get in a few more words from our sponsors. At Ottenweller Contracting, we invest in our customers by providing peace of mind during the entire process from bid to build. Visit OttenwellerContracting.com to learn more. Summit Volleyball trains and builds the highest quality volleyball players in the area. From ages 5 to 18, our players are equipped with elite level skills and a foundation of life skills. Jump on board. Together we can reach the summit. Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning is dedicated to providing the best possible solution for your home or business, a system and solution that fits your unique needs. Visit AndersonCoolHeat.com. Jolly Law, are you ready to do what it takes to put your past behind you, whether it's expunging your criminal record or helping you to get your driver's license reinstated? Jolly Law Firm is your answer. Contact them at 260-426-0242 or via email at attorneydavidjolly@msn.com. Sioka Cleaning and Restoration provides top-notch commercial cleaning services, including janitorial, water damage, and state-of-the-art disinfecting services throughout Northeast Indiana. For more information, call Sioka Cleaning and Restoration at 260-483-2112 or visit their website, siokas.com. Online degree programs at the University of St. Francis are built for convenience and flexibility. Most degrees can be completed in 12 months. Visit online.sf.edu for more information. But we will be back in just a matter of moments. You are watching high school football right here on SummitCitySports.com.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
I just want to be the best in basketball. So I want to be the greatest of all time to play women's basketball. So I just know there's people out there working just as much as me. So I just want to keep working hard and keep that intensity going. And so one day I can pursue my dreams of being in the WNBA and playing overseas. So I just want bigger things to come in my life.
I remember when I started in March, she could do 0 pull-ups. She did have a great 25-inch vertical when she first started. She only weighed 150 pounds. One of our main mottos is do the simple things exceedingly well, and that's where we started. So we started the foundation, building her base, and now we've got to basically the peak of our pyramid of things that we can do with her. So we didn't skip any levels. We did all the basics, and she got really, really good at them, and that's what's led her to become as great as she is at basketball and performance.
I've watched her grow, the confidence-wise, the strength-wise, the jumping ability, her footwork. It's really amazing to kind of watch for a girl her size, being 6'3", 6'4", to move like she can move and do the thing and be as agile as she is, along with the strength.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, from business, nursing and science, to the arts, all with a 99% career success rate.
You belong here.
Here.
I belong here.
Has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And I mean, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And I mean, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
I like to stay active. I try to come in here at least 3 times a week and just get my 1-hour workout in. Since September, I think I've put on 22 pounds of muscle. I think my vertical has gone up plus 5 inches. I've gotten a lot faster since then too. I can hit the ball further. In football, I can push people around more. It's basketball easier too. Just being stronger just makes everything easier.
Brandon started with gym rats basketball training. After one of the sessions, he came up to me and he wanted to know if he could do more. So Brandon started the Edge program in November, in addition to the club training he was doing, because it offers personalized programming for his athletic goals. PSN Performance uses a long-term athletic development pyramid. At such a young age, it's really good for Brandon to set the foundation of athletic development. Since he is in season all year round, he has to be ready for all the physical demands. So he does a lot more strength training, just because in basketball he sprints and cuts a lot. In baseball he's doing a lot of sprinting. In football he does a lot of sprinting and jumping. So preparing him to withstand the physical demands of those games, he does a lot more strength training.
I like all the lower body stuff the best. I do goblet squats, split squats, back squat, front squat, a lot of those. Tyler knows what's best for me. He always points me in the right direction. He just pushes me to go harder every day.
In 4 years, this could be you.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, from business, nursing and science, to the arts.
You belong here!
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Apologies there. It is halftime as Wayne has a 35-6 lead over Crispus Attucks. It all got started with Harold Mack's 86-yard kickoff return for a touchdown on the opening kickoff. We'll show it to you right here on our Traction AP replay. And Harold Mack also had a receiving touchdown earlier in the ballgame, but this was what jump-started the game. Good lead block out there. I think that was Nelson who threw the block, and then Harold Mack gets past the wave of defenders, and he is gone. 86 yards to open up the scoring. The Generals all over the Tigers of Crispus Attucks of Indianapolis. 35-6 the score. And a couple noteworthy defensive players worth mentioning. Wesley Jones has a sack today, a couple of tackles for loss. He has been a frequent flyer in the backfield for the Generals. Also has a fumble recovery. Kamar Nelson has wreaked havoc on the Attucks offense as well in this ball game, and Jaden Bushy has a sack in the ball game. I think Nelson actually has a couple sacks today, so this Wayne General defense getting some good pressure, and that's not an easy thing to do against a dual-threat quarterback like Corshawn Sarton. Sarton has shown his mobility today, a lot of option plays that Attucks has used in the game, and Sarton has been able to use his mobility to get first downs, get out on the edge, but so far Wayne has held the Tigers to just the 6 points that you see on the scoreboard right here. We've got a few more sponsors to recognize. We'll go ahead and do that right now here on SummitCitySports.com. Specialists in design, build, mechanical, and refrigeration. Visit TJWindustrial.com for more information. Earn your edge this season. PSM's Edge training program maximizes your athleticism through personalized performance training to reach your goals and get you to the next level. Visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com/edge to schedule your free consultation. Generals looking to win the opener here of the 2023 high school football season. Sherwood Haydock took over this program in the 2020 season. Generals won 2 games that year. They won 4 games his second year in 2021. Last year, just a 2-8 finish for Wayne. Of course, the Generals did have one of the best backs in the area, Lamarion Nelson, a 1,000-yard rusher. He is gone. He's graduated, but the Generals so far looking fairly good at the running game. Josiah Stallings has a couple of third down conversions. Antoine Pollard had a nice 16-yard carry earlier in the ball game. Stallings has been the more frequently used of the 2 backs so far. Marcus Cooper has shown an ability to complete passes in one-on-one matchups. He's done that with Deontay Williams at 6'2", and also with Keyshawn Tolles, a big 6'4" wide receiver. Tolles had a touchdown catch earlier in the ballgame. So very impressed so far with what Marcus Cooper has done today. Now, it's just the first game of the season, but he's looked very impressive so far in game number 1. The Generals will be on the road next week as they take on Northrop. That'll be a 7 o'clock kickoff over at Spooler Stadium. Then they'll be right back here to take on Homestead the following week at 7 p.m. Back-to-back home games, first with Homestead and then with Bishop Luers. Back in just a moment. We have got about 3.5 minutes left to go before the second half gets underway. You are watching high school football right here on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
Wayne has the lead 35-6 over Crispus Attucks. Attucks was able to score on their first possession of the game, but Wayne has held them scoreless since then. They answered with a little lateral to Jacob Sharon. Now, Sharon has not had very many touches, but he has 2 rushing touchdowns in the ballgame, scored on a lateral and also scored on a little counter play. Just 2 drives later, that made it 28-6, and we remain at this 35-6 lead that the Generals have right now. Got about a minute to go in halftime. The teams will get 3 extra minutes of warm-up before the second half gets underway. Back in a moment here on SummitCitySports.com.
I came into PSM my freshman year after volleyball. Just coming here just really improved mentally and physically. I brought in my strengths. I came in and I learned how to grow as an athlete. I mean, I've gotten stronger, sprint faster, get up higher. My jump has elevated. Working with Tyler, he built up my endurance for everything, whether it's in weights, sprints. All across the board, we just keep working, and I have athlete development at Warsaw High School that I go to, and so I send him my thing every day, and he changes what we do in here to adapt to what we do there. High school volleyball, when you can go up to 5 sets, being able to just outwork everybody and still being able to put in that 100% was huge for me. PSM performance definitely helped me mentally. I know I can beat out people. I know I can work for what I have, and I know I can even go to the next level on the court. Looking at college, I can put on it. I'm training at a college level. I mean, I come in here and I watch college athletes train. You have hockey players, soccer. You look around and you see every type you can. Just being able to see that level, and I know that I can reach that level as well. You got to work to be the best, and that was just what I wanted to do. I knew that from a young age. I wanted to put in the work.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, I mean, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, I mean, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really
35-6, Wayne on top. The teams are in their extra 3 minutes of halftime warm-ups. We'll be back in just a second to get the second half started. Back in just a few minutes, that is, to get the second half started here on SummitCitySports.com.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Dealing with joint pains, sprains, strains, or back pain? Make the Parkview Ortho Express Walk-In Clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, Ortho Express has specialized orthopedic physicians on staff when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Ortho Express is open Monday through Thursday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Friday 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 260-266-4007 for more.
Well, right now, everybody's proud to be a General. The Generals are up 35-6 as we're just about to get the second half underway. Crispus Attucks won the toss, and they deferred to the second half, so they will start the second half with the football on the kickoff from Wayne. Robert Castro will do the kicking. He's done the kicking all night long so far for Wayne. And there we go. We got the Parkview logo back up. Parkview Sports Medicine, we certainly appreciate their sponsorship as well as the many other sponsors that we have here at SummitCitySports.com. As you can see, their logos running across screen. Onto the field comes Ashton Berkey. Thad Goff bringing the broadcast tonight. My cameraman's Matt Jackson. As Wayne looks to start the season 1-0, they're on the road next week, taking on Northrop. Northrop coached by second-year head coach Quentin Bowen, former Snyder assistant coach. Fielded at the 3-yard line. Donnell Crane bouncing it to the outside. Crane gets a block, takes it across the 20. That is where the Tigers will start this drive, trailing 35-6. Attucks, of course, has the dual-threat quarterback in Corshawn Sarton. It's interesting to mention that Crispus Attucks, up until 2016, did not have a football team for approximately 30 years. But since 2016, they've been able to put teams on the gridiron, finished 6-4 last year under Ramon Stallings. Now Stallings is no longer at Crispus Attucks. Isaiah Bryant is serving as the interim head coach. Quick hitter, and that was initially caught. They are going to call it a catch by Crane. It looked like he dropped it for a second off the contact. Well, Wayne has Leo Wilkinson warming up on the sideline. Looks like he's taking some tosses with Marcus Cooper. Yeah, Cooper's taking some snaps from Kenyon Davis. 2nd down and 1 after what was called a completion, but I'll be honest, it did not look like one. They set up the screen. That's complete and looks to be enough for the 1st down to Trayvon Davis. They'll mark it at the 33, and indeed that is enough for a Tigers 1st down. Wayne 35, Attucks 6. Little pistol formation here for the Tigers. Wayne will blitz. Sarton in trouble, and he goes down. Jaden Bushy gets to the QB. Second and 14 after the sack by Bushy. Bushy is one of multiple generals in this ball game who has gotten to the quarterback, made stops at the line of scrimmage. I think he's somebody that Sherwood Haydock is proud to have on his defense. Bushy, a 5'9 junior. A straight handoff here. And was that Bushy again? No, it was not. It was Kamar Nelson. Another loss on the play. Looked like a loss of 2 or maybe just 1. Either way, it's a negative play as Nelson's able to bring down Darrell Taylor. Well, Nelson is another guy who has been very impactful in the front 7. A 6'2", 203-pound linebacker. Meanwhile, 3rd and 15 coming up. Sarton intercepted. Or was it? Apparently it was, and it's Darion Alexander diving for the pick, his 2nd of the game. Darion Alexander, who picked one off on 4th down earlier, picks one off on 3rd down here. And how valuable is that, since Attucks has shown to be a team that likes to go for it a lot on 4th down. .9:27 to go off the pick by Alexander, and they set up, the Generals do, at the 42-yard line in Attucks territory. And a flag comes in right away. Looks like we're going to have an illegal substitution foul, and indeed that is the case. So we've had a lot of penalties today on both teams. Seems like it's been more so on the Tigers, but Wayne has had their share of penalties as well. And I'm sure that's something that Coach Haydock will address in the team meetings in the coming days. High school football teams usually have film days on Saturday. I imagine that'll be the case for Wayne tomorrow as well. Running out onto the field is the tight end Jordan Sell. Sell did not start in this game. He's a 6'2", 218-pound junior. It's the Generals break huddle, and I believe that's Sell lining up to the far right of the formation. Taking it to the outside is Stallings, and Stallings gets back to the line of scrimmage, the original line of scrimmage, and strike that. That is Antoine Pollard, number 16, the senior running back. Going to mark him a yard short of the original line of scrimmage. It's a 4-yard gain. It's a good run there on 1st down. Pollard did have a 16-yard carry earlier in this ballgame. That's his longest run of the game, and Stallings has a couple of 3rd down conversions to his name so far. Pollard again, ridden down. Darnell Taylor with the tackle for Crispus Attucks. It's a loss of a yard on the play. Keyshawn Tolles will enter the ball game. Quaylon Miles, a senior wide receiver, also checking in. 3rd and 11 for the Generals. Trying to cap off or cash in on an interception as we're going to get a timeout called by the Generals. That's their first this half. Of course, the timeouts reset at the beginning of each half, so Wayne now does have 2 timeouts remaining, and Crispus Attucks so far with 6. While they take a timeout, we will also take one. Generals lead it 35-6 on SummitCitySports.com. Little 3rd and 11 here as Cooper steps into one, and that was almost picked. Darrell Taylor had the pick right in his hands but could not pull it in. And it looks like the Generals are going to go for it on 4th and 11. I could guess why they're going for it, but we'll save that for later. I don't believe the Generals have a 3rd down conversion yet in this game. Cooper throws into traffic, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Deontay Williams. It was Taylor who broke it up, and Crispus Attucks will take over. The turnover goes for naught. 8:01 left to go in this 3rd quarter. Attucks will start this drive from their own 43-yard line as Corshawn Sarton gets ready to take the snap. Whistles will blow, and do we have another penalty? The officials are just asking for the play clock to be reset or to be started. Sarton. He'll throw the screen to the far side. Little room to run, and that looks to be enough for the first down. That might have been Crane who made the catch. We'll see. Nope. It's Jarrell Green who had the touchdown catch, the only touchdown catch of the game for Attucks. Attucks hits it all the way down to the 46-yard line in Wayne territory. It's their 2nd possession of this half. Play clock down to 5. High snap, but they do get it off. Little screen to Green on the far side, and he is run down out of bounds. The tackle made by number 34, Carmani Addison. 3-yard gain on the play, make it 2nd down and 7. Again, we look forward to joining you next week from Woodland High School. Woodland currently taking on Eastside. Quick hitter, a little check down, complete to Taylor, and Taylor appears to have enough for the first down, but maybe not. The spot appeared to be just inches short, and it is going to be 3rd down. Devin Walton made the tackle for Wayne. 3rd and 1 coming up here for the Tigers. 6:46 to go in this third quarter. Just got word that New Haven is now leading Northrop 42-6 after 3, and that's a New Haven team that has already Mylan Graham on its receiving core as Sarton just gets it away. Oh, that was almost picked. Kamar Nelson had a chance at it. There is a flag down. It's an illegal shift against the Tigers, so that'll back him up 5 yards. They'll make it 3rd and 6 as opposed to 3rd and 1. As mentioned, that New Haven team, they already have Mylan Graham in their receiving core. They also have a Johnny Washington, the Concordia transfer, multi-sport athlete. Johnny, a great basketball star. Rolling to his right is Sarton. Throws it against his body, and it's incomplete. Looking for Jarrell Green, and that's going to bring up 4th down. He threw it back against the grain. But 4th and 6 coming up. And Crispus Attucks is definitely going for this one. They've gone for it just about every time. They haven't punted at all. And Wayne hasn't either. Eastside now leading 23-14 over Woodland. That's where I will be next week. Sarton in trouble, still on his feet. Now he's got room off the left side, and he's got a 1st down and steps out of bounds at the 31, maybe the 32-yard line. Corshawn Sarton taking what he had, and he's able to get the 1st down. Well, dual threat quarterbacks are never easy to defend. Might be able to hold them to 6 points, though, like Wayne has. And they're going to stop this screen, or are they? In the end, they do. Jarrell Green fought for extra yardage, but instead he loses 2. Well, I'd say that's the most impressive loss of 2 I've ever seen, but I've actually seen some other impressive losses of 2, I should say. Going back to the Alamo Bowl in 2004, that was Oklahoma State versus Ohio State. One thing I remember from that game is Troy Smith, at the time a freshman quarterback, had been the starter all season long, but he was hurt. Justin Zwick took his place, and the Buckeyes didn't miss a beat. Here's Sarton trying to run away from pressure. He's cut down. That was an ankle hit, and I believe that was Jones. Are we going to call it a low hit on the quarterback? Flag actually came in before then, so I don't think we're getting one of those Brady rule type of sacks here, or type of flags. It's going to be holding against the Tigers. I don't think the Brady rule has made its way to the high school ranks. Of course, you might remember who it was that sacked Tom Brady in that particular season opener back in 2008. It was then Chiefs defensive back Bernard Pollard, graduate of Southside High School. That's right, that's Fort Wayne's own Southside High School. 2nd and 22 for Crispus Attucks. Handoff goes to Taylor. He runs left. Turns it upfield and gets close to the original line of scrimmage. That was a hard run by Darrell Taylor. Yeah, back into that play, he was just hunting after tacklers to run down. 4:52 on the clock. Clock is running. As Attucks tries to get something here in the third quarter, they set up a little lateral to Amari Williams, and Williams goes down at the 28-yard line. It's a 4-yard gain, bring up 4th and 6. Crispus Attucks has a 4th down conversion on this drive already. They have not punted once. They set up the screen to the far side. It's Crane. Could not get away. Tywan Johnson takes him down. This time the Generals finish the tackle and they get the stop. And Tywan Johnson has made a couple of good plays there in the secondary. He was covering Crane, who almost had a heck of a touchdown catch in the second quarter, but came down out of bounds. This will be 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. Well, there's certainly plenty of talent on this Wayne defense, and Tywan Johnson is an example of that, along with guys like Kamar Nelson, Jaden Bushy. Those are some guys that can get after the quarterback. Wesley Jones, a real good linebacker. And we'll see how that talent plays out. Generals have also shown some talent at the running back position. That was Josiah Stallings with the carry. My apologies earlier for calling him Jacob Stallings. He scored a 2-point conversion earlier in the ball game. Jacob Stallings, the catcher for the Miami Marlins. He is the son of former Vanderbilt head basketball coach Kevin Stallings. Kevin Stallings, who later coached at Pitt. Here's Cooper to throw to the sideline. It is caught. And a little stiff arm at the back end. Deontay Williams. They'll call it stoppage of forward progress at the 45, maybe 46, but there is a flag down. Williams at 6'2". He got him out in space there, and he's able to make the catch. He had to look for the football quick after he made his turn. By the sound of things, the penalty is on Crispus Attucks, but it looks like we're about to get the official announcement. It's a face mask, so that'll add to the first down. Penalties adding up for the Tigers. We've got 3:02 to go in this third quarter as the Generals are going to have great field position, and they'll look to take advantage of it. Back to the ground they go. Loose ball, and the Tigers got it back. That was Stallings on the carry, and indeed it is the Tigers who get it. Might have been Victor Doty who got, or excuse me, Amari Williams who came up with it.
They will take over at their own 33-yard line.
Wayne's possessions have been rather short here in the third quarter. Had a turnover on downs earlier and now a fumble as we take another look at this one. See where the fumble happened. Yeah, it happened just after he had crossed the line of scrimmage. That's where the contact was made. Attucks will start this drive at their own 33-yard line. It's Taylor off the left side, looking for room. He turns it upfield and powers his way across the 40. Well, East Noble has a 38-7 lead over Bishop Luers. Last we heard, Concordia was down 35-6 to Indianapolis Scecina, and our most recent update is 12-7 Northridge leading over North Side over at Chambers Field. Sarton still has it, looking for room, and he's going to get the first down before he goes out of bounds. Check that. They're going to say he was short of the first down. So this will be, says 2nd and 1. Handoff goes to Taylor, and Taylor will get the first down. Oh, lowers the boom to keep going. But they blew the play dead. Far side official called him out. Well, that's officially going to stop the play, but that was a heck of a run and a heck of a job lowering the boom on the part of Taylor. Wayne's on the road next week when they'll play Northrop over at Spooler Stadium. Northrop was getting beat by New Haven when we last heard. Beat by quite a bit, that is. And that's a New Haven team that just added some talent to his receiving core with Johnny Washington transferring in from Concordia. It's a receiving core that already had Mylan Graham. It's going to be delay of game with 1:50 to go.
That ball, delay of game on the Tigers' 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Fake the handoff. Sarton almost got taken down, just got it off to Darren Taylor. Darren Taylor, number 20, not to be confused with Darrell Taylor, who wears number 28. Darrell Taylor, by the way, is a freshman. Darren, also a freshman. Darnell Taylor, offensive and defensive lineman, he's a junior. It'll be 2nd and long after the stop. Clock coming down towards a minute to play. As Sarton tries to make sure his teammates are set on the line of scrimmage. He will hand it off. Taylor up the middle, fighting for yardage. Ball comes out. And the Generals have got it. Darion Alexander recovers. Well, with that, we will be right back here in just a moment on SummitCitySports.com. Darion Alexander with a fumble recovery. He's got 2 interceptions in this ball game, and he's been a bright spot in this game for the Generals, really all throughout. A lot of bright spots on that defensive side. Nice spin move there as Stallings is able to convert the first down. Check that Pollard, Antoine Pollard, the senior, putting on the spin cycle. And Wayne going to keep the chains moving. The clock now at 34 seconds. Nobody scored here in the third quarter, and are we going to get a timeout? Whistles blew. They want the play clock reset, so not a timeout, and now they'll restart the play clock. Broken tackle in the backfield by Pollard, but then he goes down for a loss of 1. That will likely be the final play of the third quarter. We're down to 12 seconds. Play clock's a moot point. Third quarter has indeed come to an end with Wayne leading 35-6 over Crispus Attucks. Generals looking for a season-opening win. We're back in just a moment for the start of this fourth quarter here on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
We begin the fourth quarter. The teams have changed sides. Wayne looking for an opening victory against Crispus Attucks out of Indianapolis. Generals have a 2nd and 11 here. Cooper, short throw. It is incomplete, or is it? There's the signal, incomplete. Looked like it was meant for Quaylon Miles. Initially had it, but the contact jarred the ball loose, and he did not have it long enough for it to be a completion. 3rd down and 11 coming up. Whistles blow, and it looks like we're going to have a false start. It's going to make it 3rd and 16 for Wayne.
Dead ball. False start. And General's 5-yard zone. Still 3rd down.
Of course, here in Indiana, we start the high school football season 2 weeks early compared to the college level. College level will start the first weekend of September, Labor Day weekend. And the NFL will start the following week, and will, of course, recognize what happened on 9/11. Cooper sets up the screen. It was read brilliantly until Pollard broke a couple of tackles. He won't get the first down, but he does make it a 4th and 6 up at the 40-yard line. Antoine Pollard getting away from what looked like a couple of sure tackles. The fans were saying, "We want Leo," and I believe that would be a reference to Leo Wilkinson, the backup quarterback. We just got word that New Haven has made it a final against Northrop, 42-6 the final score. Northrop is where Wayne will go next week. Cooper wants the seam shot, but it's incomplete, and that's a turnover on downs. Well, Wayne had a great opening to this game. The opening kickoff by Harold Mack, which he returned for a touchdown. Offense proceeded to put up 27 points afterwards. Wayne ran the ball well. They got good production from their defense, but here in the second half, the Generals just have not been able to find the end zone. Now their defense has been able to keep Crispus Attucks from finding the end zone as well. Crispus Attucks scored on their first possession of the game. They have not scored since. Taylor dancing outside, still on his feet. Wrapped up and tackled after a 3-yard gain. Darion Alexander coming up from his outside linebacker position. Makes it a 3-yard gain after the stop. Sarton pressured up the middle, and he's going to run out of time. Devin Walton, the junior defensive end, gets the sack. It's a loss of 9 on the play, all the way back to the 31. This has been a pass rush clinic put on by Wayne today. They've done a great job getting after the quarterback and even stopped the run play for negative plays. But that's complete for a first down and more. Trayvon Davis takes it out across the 40 into Wayne territory. Victor Doty with the tackle. Clock will restart as the chains are resetting. 9:23 and counting on the clock. Crispus Attucks. Trying to show a little fight here in the fourth quarter. Have not gotten into a running clock situation. Flag is down. Trayvon Davis makes the catch on the screen pass, but we will await the penalty. Well, it's now 35-8. Calumet leading Blackhawk Christian. Gage Bennett finds the end zone. East Noble now leads over Lures 45-7. That game's in a running clock over there in Kendallville. Calls an ineligible receiver downfield against the Tigers. First and 15 after the penalty. It was a good gain on the last play, but it goes all for naught because of the ineligible man downfield. Sarton pressured. Throws it away. There was a receiver close. Was he close enough? Donnell Crane was the closest to where that ball landed, and we're not going to get a flag for intentional grounding. Sarton throws incomplete. Put that one right at the feet of Amari Williams. It'll be 3rd and 15. Sarton to throw, pressured up the middle, dumps off the screen. Taylor surrounded and dropped. Zaire Sullivan in on the tackle. Senior defensive lineman. 4th and 15 coming up. Snap to Sarton. Pressured up the middle. Running for his life. Throws incomplete. He's looking for Taylor, and I believe that was Jordan Sell chasing after him. That's going to give the ball back to Wayne. A turnover on downs. Now the Wayne offense looking to get something going again. Well, a close game we just heard between Marion and Southside. Marion is leading 16-14. So Snyder coming back to take the lead over Warren Central, 21-14. Or 28. Change in direction there is Pollard. Close to the first down. He was collared right as he got there. Trayvon Davis appeared to stop him just beforehand. And it looks like it will be a first down. I thought he had been stopped short, but the call is first down. And Wayne continues to move the chains. Nobody scored here in the second half. But Wayne trying to change all that. Now, if they score, it would be a running clock situation, but right now we've got 7:25 and counting on the clock. Off the right side. That's Pollard changing direction again and picking up 8 yards. Pollard has gotten the bulk of the workload here in the second half and has had some pretty good carries. Josiah Stallings got the bulk of the carries in the first half, although Pollard did get to carry the load a little bit at running back. Both have looked pretty good today. Now the competition is, of course, going to get better as the year goes on. Now, of course, Northrop is the team that Wayne will play next week. They got blown out by New Haven tonight. And in 2 weeks, Wayne will host Homestead. Cooper to the sideline, incomplete. Right to the feet of Deontay Williams. Wayne will play Lures on September 8th. That's week 4, and then go on the road to play Southside. Now, Lures, they were getting blown out by East Noble when we last heard the score there. In fact, we now have confirmation that East Noble has won that game. 45-7, it's a final. This game has not gone final, but Wayne right now on the right end of the scoreboard. Low snap. Cooper is going to take it himself. Can he get there? He did. Did the ball come out? He did lose the ball, and Attucks has got it. Well, Cooper took a low snap and tried to do what he could with it, but just could not hold on to the football at the back end of that. And we'll give you another look at the Traction AP replay here. Yeah, this is Cooper just trying to improvise after the low snap. And he loses the ball, looked like just before he got across the line to gain. .6:21 left to play in the ball game. Crispus Attucks still fighting, but they haven't scored. Here in the second half, nobody has. It's Taylor, little dive play for a yard, and that's about it.
Taylor on the carry. Game of 1, brings up second down. Back in the game, Wayne parents, friends, you are asked to stay off the track. Pick up your student at the front gate. Thank you.
Actually mark it at the 41-yard line, so a 2-yard gain on the last play. Taylor bouncing it outside, looking for room, and he's got the first down to the 49-yard line. Still in Attucks territory, but he does move the chains.
First down. Change at Carmel. It's Carmel 14, Homestead 7.
Just got word Carmel's now leading Homestead 14-7. Not sure if that's down in Indy or it's here in Fort Wayne. Set up the screen to Amari Williams, and Williams is going to be drilled. Now Carmel is home to the Indiana State Golf Championship Tournament. Both girls and boys have their championship rounds over there at Prairie View Golf Course down in Carmel. It's a pretty nice golf course, complete with a full-service restaurant as well. Loose ball on the exchange. It's picked up by Taylor, and Taylor trying to fight for extra yards, but he won't get any. He'll go down in the backfield. Quintavion Hamilton, 5'9" junior defensive lineman with the tackle. It's a loss of a yard. Sarton Sets up the screen. Taylor bouncing outside, still on his feet. Fighting for the first down, and he's going to get it. Darrell Taylor able to fight for the first down. Taylor, a 5'8", 180-pound freshman, and he just ran through the Wayne defense to pick up a first down on 3rd and long. Just short of the 40-yard line. And it's Taylor again. Unable to knife through that time. He stopped at the 40. Well, the defense has, by and large, done a good job tonight for Wayne, although there's going to be a couple of plays at the end of this one that I'm sure Sherwood Haydock will point out to his guys as areas where he wishes the team would have done better, as Taylor gets another handoff, fights straight up the middle across the 35. Attucks has been held to just one touchdown. That was Jarrell Green, who got wide open down the sideline. Nobody was able to cover him, and that's going to be one area that I'm sure Haydock will be looking at with the guys and say, it's one thing when a guy scores on us, it's another thing when he gets this wide open and scores on us. Sarton dancing around, trying to create something. He can run, and he's going to get the first down and go out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Sarton, a dual-threat quarterback, and he has caused all kinds of problems for the Generals, and I imagine he's not the last one that they'll see. Now, it won't be until Week 9 when Wayne plays Snyder. That'll be on the road over at Spooler Stadium. But Snyder has Kieron Billingsley as their starting quarterback. And Kieron, he can move. He's got some quickness. Sarton in trouble. Dancing away from it, backpedaling as he does so and hurls it to the sideline. There was a receiver pursuing towards the ball. Was he close enough to avoid the grounding? I don't see an intentional grounding flag. Oh, Snyder leading 35-14 over Warren Central. In recent years, that has not been a typical opponent for Snyder, but they do have a history with him. They've played him in postseason play. You've played against him in a state championship game, if I'm not mistaken. And just heard that it was Kieron Billingsley, apparently a rushing touchdown for the young man. Sarton throws incomplete. He was looking for Trayvon Davis. Now, we don't quite know what exactly we're going to get with Northside, but I do believe Dylan Scheibel was starting for them at quarterback in this particular game. Not in this game, but in the game that Northside is playing against Northridge. When I last heard, it was 12-7 Northridge. As Sarton looks to throw, goes down the seam, and it's caught. It's Green inside the 15-yard line. Motors his way down to the 11, maybe the 10. I was talking about Kieron Billingsley. He's a real good basketball player over there at Snyder. Was one of their top scorers this past year, and I think he was actually their leading scorer. Snyder's going to have a new head coach. I believe it's Josh Rickonen taking over the program for Jeremy Roush. Two in the backfield for the Tigers, and it will be Taylor getting the call. Straight up the middle, he gets across the 10 to about the 9.
Taylor on the carry, gets it inside the 10.
Sherwood Haydock, the head coach at Wayne, was once the head coach at Woodland. That is where I will be next week. Last I heard, Woodland was down to east side as that ball is broken up, but then caught right on the shoulder, and it's a touchdown. Donnell Crane somehow pulled it in. Well, that's going to be the first touchdown of the second half, and it's worth another look. That was a heck of a catch by Crane. Take a look at this. I'm not sure he wasn't out of bounds, though. Crane was awful close to the sideline, but that was a heck of a juggling act and wrestle away of the football. I think that was Quaylon Miles covering him. A little two-point attempt, and that one falls incomplete. 52.8 seconds to go. Now, there's a long way to go if Attucks wants to come back in this game. Long way to go and not much time to get there. Attucks is down, of course, by 23 points at this point. They'd have to get an onside kick and a quick strike to get this. Well, they wouldn't even be able to get it to a two-possession game. They'd be able to get it to three possessions, but even with a two-point conversion, actually with a two-point conversion, you'd be looking at a 15-point game. If the conversion is successful, that would be a two-score game, but long way to go if Crispus Attucks were to come back in this game. But that being said, would not be surprised if they tried an onside kick here. Like I said, we'll be at Woodland next week as they take on Central Noble. That's a 7 p.m. start. And so many teams here in Northeast Indiana have gone to the artificial turf fields. Wayne has done so just in the last couple of years. And Woodland has artificial turf over there in Woodburn, Indiana. That's right out in farm country. In fact, the baseball field has a cornfield out beyond the left field wall. That cornfield runs along the right field wall of the softball field as well. It's not quite Field of Dreams, but it's pretty close to it. Well, Justin Buckhalter is going to kick this one. And now whistles will blow. Wayne is going to call a timeout. Well, we've gotten word that Northside Northside, I think, has given up a score on a scoop and a fumble. Got 7 minutes left to go in that one. Northside was up 7-3 over Northridge. Last heard they were down 12-7 to Northridge, team out of Middlebury, Indiana. Actually, it was 19-7 Northridge at one point, so now I believe it'd be 26-7. And we already got word that New Haven has won over Northrop 42-6. Well, now we'll have the kickoff. Justin Buckhalter setting up to send it away. We'll see if he goes for the onside kick. Wayne not setting up to receive an onside kick. They've got four guys up between the 45 and the 50-yard line. They don't quite have the hands team up there. And Buckhalter is going to send it away, and it will be returned. Cutting it to the inside and taking it out of bounds. That's Pollard, Antoine Pollard on the return, and a good return it was. 45.9 seconds to go, and we'll see if Wayne runs a couple more plays before taking a knee. Attucks I don't believe has actually used a timeout. That last timeout was taken by Wayne, so we'll go ahead and correct that. But Wayne will start this drive from the 42-yard line, and they may run the ball a few plays just to force Attucks to take a timeout. Well, not force them to take a timeout, but in case they do take a timeout. Actually, it looks like they're in the victory formation. That's Leo Wilkinson out there at quarterback, and he is going to fake the handoff and throw on the run, and it's almost picked. Javon Brooks got a hand on it. Well, Leo Wilkinson had not taken a snap this entire game, and after that incompletion, he might just take a knee. That incompletion that was nearly picked. They are going to run another play. Straight up the middle, it's Pollard. Check that, it's Stallings, I believe. Yep, Stallings, Josiah Stallings. He picks up the first down. They'll restart the clock as they reset the chains. But now the Generals, they really don't even have to snap the ball. Wilkinson will hand off, and right up the middle it's Stallings. Cuts it back, still on his feet. Stallings out of bounds inside the 5. 7.4 seconds, Stallings with a heck of a run, but Wayne not taking a knee. And now we'll see if they do take a knee here or just punch it in. And a flag is going to come in. Illegal formation against Wayne. It's going to bring it back to the 9-yard line. And now Wilkinson will take a knee, and that'll be the ball game. Well, Wayne will win it 35-12. The Wayne Generals will start the 2023 season 1-0 as they knock off Crispus Attucks from down in Indianapolis, 35-12 to open up the season. Well, for our Parkview Sports Medicine player of the game, there's a number of guys that we could recognize. We could recognize Harold Mack, a couple of touchdowns, a touchdown catch, and a kick return for a touchdown. We could recognize Josiah Stallings for the way he ran the football. We're going to recognize some guys on the defensive side. Kamar Nelson and Jaden Bushy. They were constant, frequent flyers in the backfield. Each had a couple of sacks, so Kamar Nelson and Jaden Bushy are going to be our Parkview Sports Medicine players of the game for their job penetrating the backfield tonight and getting it done on the defensive end. And that's going to do it from here at Wayne High School. The Generals a winner, 35-12 over Attucks. For my cameraman, Matt Jackson, this is Thad Goff saying so long from Wayne Stadium. Generals win it 35-12 on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead Girls Golf Team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.